ISRL versus Punthouse, or Punthouse versus ISRL, whichever way you want to look at it. Series of races. It's a teams race, this one, where we pit the ISRL, which you should know, against the Punthouse, of which some of them you should know. Just give us a second. I think this is the first race. We are doing Sardinia B2, so it's the backwards variation. So yeah, it should be a fun one. It's a decent track. Oh, we're doing the normal Sardinia B then, not B2. Does mean we have just to change that. I'm not racing, I'm commentating. I mean, you should get to expect that from now on. Just stream on. Anyways, we'll get properly underway soon enough. Anyway, so yeah, we've got a couple of these names of which you will recognise. I think some of these are ISRL members that are racing for the Punthouse, the team. I am an ISRL member myself, however I shall remain as unbiased as possible. So we do have a couple of these people with us today then. Which I think, like I said, a couple of these you should probably recognise. Some of these you probably will recognise anyway. So here we go. We will run you through the teams. Not involved here at the moment, but this could be an interesting showdown between the lot. Just a second, we will be probably on the way as Pittman goes off the track. I think we could though. There is also the stream, I believe, from the Punthouse's streamer. He's also doing it, so we'll be doing it simultaneously. It's just, this is clearly the better one because it's me. So there you go. We've just got what, just kind of go around a minute. Oh, we're probably just sorting things out. I think we'll be in a way second. Hello then, welcome to the stream. Josh is fine, Elgin. Alright then, we'll go with Josh. Tom. Oh, Mr. Pittman. Alright, yeah, so welcome Night Donna, welcome Giotti, Elgin, or Josh as you are asking me to call you. This is the team event then, Night Donna. We will pit the ISRL against the Punthouse and we will see who comes out again on top. Shall run ourselves through grid slowly. And who is racing this first race? We do have, I can confirm for you, 3 different races on board this one then for today. The first one, as you can see, Super Formula. Looks like an ISRL member on track. Alan is here with us. With the first race here, Sardinia B in Super Formula cars. The next race is it will be Blue Moon Bay. It will be Group 1's around Blue Moon Bay, and the last one is McLaren F1 Group 3 one make round Monza. As far as the grid, I believe this first race has a qualifying. Welcome Frosty, glad you could make it and support your team on. First race will have qualifying, second and third races will be determined on the race results. The SF requires a joker lap, so I'm assuming they'll have to go through the pits then for that one. So then, the full teams for this then. Obviously not everyone's here at the moment. There is a Group 2 race going on, I believe, or at least it might be coming toward the end for ISRL, so a lot of the ISRL members may take a bit to get here, but we will hope that they will grace us with their presence soon enough. This first one then, G is coming out onto the track. We've got on the ISRL team representing our International Sim Racing League, Alan, Buttocks, Fran, Vitman G, Herbie, Vabuki and Foxy. And for the Punthouse we have Hunty, Terminal Goat, GRT Elgin or Josh, Parker or Righton Lad, Gad, M3 Guy and Riggs. So those are the teams. But who is going to come out on top of a series of 3 races? It should be a cracking one. As Vitman G starts to lose the control and Sardinia track is still very new. I'm not sure how many of these will spend a lot of time. I think Walter is subbing in for someone, so that is why Walter's subbing in for, I think it's Hemper Products then. He's not going to be racing with us then. So this promises to be a cracking race. I think the livery for ISRL was designed by Fran, and it's a good livery. Livery for Punthouse, I'm not really too sure. One thing is, a couple of these people I do know the paces of because we've seen them a few times, and obviously some of these did do the Super Formula. Hello Hoobie, welcome to the stream. Qualifying, I believe, get underway very shortly. Mr. Hippo, welcome. Should be interesting indeed. But like I said, most of these probably already know. A lot of these are ISRL members. There are a few, however, that aren't. They're still racing on the Punthouse team. And so yeah, we got this first track, Sardinia B8. I've not really done much, so don't be looking at me on expert opinion on how to drive the lap, because I haven't really done it myself. But it seems a pretty interesting track. It's similar. It's still a relatively new track to the game, came in the last update, so I'm not sure how much experience these drivers will have on this circuit, and could experience play into the manner of the track and how well it goes. It's a decent track though. So we watch here's Terminal Goat coming around toward the final. Got a bit on the grass there, that's going to be ideal. He goes all out of shape coming into the final corner, and Alan follows him off. In fact, we've got Gad and Vitman G, they switch positions. Vitman managed to go off the track a bit there, but Gad managed to get it on. Who's running a stock on the livery? So I don't think he got the memo that the team has a livery designed for him. Walter does indeed step in with his Yorkshire Tea Racing. Matt Harris, evening, here to see Herbie's victory. Yeah, I think we're all here to see Herbie to absolutely storm the field. I think we're all confident that's going to happen. Walter running the Yorkshire Tea livery from the Super Formula last night, which was certainly an interesting race if any of you saw that, but there we go. And it was a livery that he brought us success, got the podium, so hoping similar things can come his way this season. This isn't a season event. Foxy as well running his Super Formula livery, who's Super Formula. See, like I say, some of these will actually have good experience with the car, because some of these do race the ISRL Super Formula Challenge. Last the first chart, yeah, Herbie is going to absolutely... No, what you want about last, man? Herbie's going to get, like, easy pole position. He's just going to storm the field. I think that he's a secret weapon, really, I mean. But yeah, so... You know, like I was saying, a couple of these do race in the Super Formula Championship in ISRL, such as Vitman G is one of them, and M3 Guy, Gad, Fran, Walter, Foxy, Hunty, Righton Lad, all races. They do race in the ISRL's Super Formula Championship. Righton Lad is also running the Yorkshire Tea livery for his Super Formula. You'll make teams unequal, so I think we're running a lack of teams then. So Walter's being told he cannot race. Should be such a shame. Foxy and Vitman G. So here we go then, this could be interesting. Some of these are running different liveries, which might make it annoying, but the general consensus is that. As we join Fran on the back of mistake, car seems to be going slow. Foxy struggles to get back on the track there, but Gad is definitely on the Punthouse team. Burke said I could take this, so there we go. So this one, we just look through the teams then at the moment. So we've got Hunty, that's 1, 2 for Punthouse. Foxy's on ISRL. Alan's ISRL, Walter's ISRL, Buki's ISRL. I should be counting this. It's 4-2. Oh, wait, we've sorted it out, don't worry about it. Who is missing from ISRL? Well, I shall give to you the full list of drivers at the moment. The current we've got me and this person are streaming. We've got Hunty, Riggs, Foxy, Alan, Walter, Fabuki, Herbie, Gad, Vitman, Goat, Fran, and 3Guy and Righton. So that is your list. So there we go. I think it's so Righton and 3Guy. They are Punthouse. Fran. I don't think we're missing anyone from ISRL because Buttocks has been replaced by Walter. It's Josh, I think we're waiting for to get the sorted livery. Yeah, no, Frosty, I think Buttocks and Walter have last minute swapped places, so Walter's stepping in for Buttocks, so it's all good. Brighton is also changing livery, so I think we're just sorting liveries out for those people. Yeah. Don't panic, Frosty, we're outnumbering them at the moment. Now we're outnumbering them too. Well, they're all going to be dropping out now to change the livery. Then Gad is also running a very plain livery, very plain in fact that it is the stock livery. Well, it looks to be going okay. There's a fair bit of elevation change there. George is back, he has returned to the race. The scene of the crime, it is Sardinia, indeed. Here we go then. Here's Terminal Goat, it's Riggs, and here's Vitman G. So Vitman G then, I mean the timesheets are a bit obscure because some people have had to drop out, but just in the general gist then we've got Vitman G and Riggs relatively close, just under a second is separating them at the moment. Terminal Goat, he is third at the moment for Punthouse. Fran is fourth, the Croatian who is doing well. And 3Guy for Punthouse is in fifth. Gad is also, I think, Punthouse is sixth. Fabuki is ISRL in seventh, and Alan is eighth at the moment, ISRL. Foxy's getting liveries. Foxy, Herbie, and Hunty are still all in the pits, and there's a couple of people. I believe Walter, who has returned, and Righton Lad is also needing to return with us. Foxy's gone. So we might be waiting a while, so let's just pick someone. Let's just watch Alan, shall we? We could be waiting for a bit then, because everyone sorts their liveries out. This seems like I mean, I'm no expert in this field or anything. This seems like the sort of thing you'd have sorted out beforehand. But like I said, I am no expert, so I'm just an observer. I'm an observer who's speaking the events of the race to all the other observers out there. And Alan's very close to the back of Fran there, actually. People have Lewis stuck checking qual. I think they're just all eager to get us underway, but Elgin's looking to get a bit out of shape there. There's M3Guy. Hard on the braking to turn in. Intrigued to see how overtaking is going to shape out to be on this track. So it seems like there could be a couple of overtaking spots, but it'll be very interesting to see how this one does indeed develop. Poor from the it's very poor from the Punthouse lads. This is, I mean, let's just ignore the fact that a couple of ISRL people said to start liveries out. These purely Punthouse needed to. They should have this thing organised, man. Even Gad's still not got a livery on. Hold on. Gad goes off the track. And Walter's still, I don't think, got it sorted. I mean, the excuse for Walter is that he was only last minute in, so we'll just that's the reason Walter's struggling sorting livery out. That's clearly the reason, won't we, on a moment. Anyway, so it looks like we're doing the stud check. Is scheduled for an 8 o'clock start, which would lead to qualifying as we listen to the sound of the engines in the pits. Sure, with our Hondas or Toyotas, I'm assuming if they're all got the livery on, they would have to all be the same, either a Honda or a Toyota. Walter is lead back. So this is, we're eagerly anticipating then the start of this race. Sure, we all are, but first of all, qualifying should be 1200. That's what should the time? Oh, for God, this is. I believe Hunt is really now starting to realise the effects, and it's not easy hosting a lobby, because if it's not right, people will pounce on you. Oh, just don't worry about it, Hunter. I know what I mean. The starting lobbies, it's and hosting league lobbies. If you get one small thing wrong, everyone will pounce on you to get it right. Fran is following him through. This seems like a track where being in the slipstream of someone in qualifying could come out to be a benefit. Change after stud check. Okay, that makes sense. Good luck to the GRT brothers. Yep, Gemini, glad you could join us on the stream. Walter has now left. Oh jeez, it's just, something's just not going well today, is it? There's a lot of cars suddenly close together on track here. I think that's Fran, Gard, and then 3 guys for Buki, who's running in 3rd place, really strong, and he's very close to Riggs, to almost making that an ISRL 1-2. In fact, Fran is following Buki. And just looking at the track, it seems like this could be the sort of track where following another car in slipstream. Good luck to my part-time teammate Vitman G. Yeah, we'll intrigued to see how he does. He's looking quite strong at the moment. This isn't Goodwood, so yeah, so what could be interesting then? It'd be interesting then to see what qualifying's like. Well, you want to find space, because usually with qualifying there's 2 methods of thinking: either find space or stay in slipstream. Let's hope I can keep to saying my words tonight. So, what is the plan for this one? Do they want to take the slipstream or try and find their own bit of space? There's a fair few straights, there are a bit of corners, but they're not really corners that I reckon would be hindered too much for going through following another car. So I reckon slipstream could be quite useful here in qualifying. And with it being a teamed event as well, you want to try and score as many points for the team. We'll see what sort of decisions are made on the team and how they choose to play it. Will they work together to try and win on ISRL or on Punthouse? Shall have to see. It looks like I now got someone randomly. So, this the Punthouse livery then is sort of matte black, the chrome finish and matte decals. So it's very matte with a bit of silver, which I must say works quite nice, to be honest. The ISRL, ISRL, let's not watch someone. So then we've got Fabutics. What's a Fabutics? Fabuki in the ISRL, demonstrating it's a nice design as well, the black and the red and the blue, all the different colours, the ISRL logo put nicely together. I think it was Fran that designed this livery, I believe, so that's that. The Super Formula. As far as liveries for the rest though, I mean, aside from McLaren, it's another one make, so interesting to see what Group 1s they go into the next race. Stud check is bound to be underway, even though ISRL is 1 down, aren't they? Let's count them up. That's 1 for ISRL, 1 for Punthouse, 1 for 2 for ISRL, 2 for Punthouse, 3 Punthouse, 3 ISRL, 4 Punthouse, 5 Punthouse, 6 Punthouse. I've lost count. Anyway, stuck check time. Just make sure everyone is off the grid and fine. Emperor Buttocks does join us. The Emperor is here. Here we are then. ISRL versus Punthouse, the stub check. We'll see how this one goes then for our drivers. How will they get up the lines to sort of get into it? It looks like it's going to be a 20-minute enduro race around Sardinia Bay. The lights go green and someone's reversing. Fabuki is indeed going backwards, and some people have actually gone off. Some people have gone colossally off. I think that's Alan in the background. Hunty and Foxy have had a coming together in the background as well. Hunty, I believe the team leader actually, has had a bad. In fact, everyone has gone off at the first corner. I really don't know what to make of this. There's just cars. It's just cars. That's all you. I don't know why people try and comment on stub checks, especially ISRL ones, because there's just a lot of cars over here. And Herbie takes the lead. A fantastic job from Herbie. He's gone straight to the lead at the beginning of the race. Riggs then is the last one. Riggs needs to leave, and he is now gone. Oh, this is going to be fun, M3 guy. It'll be fun. Qualifying it. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Ah, yes, it's now midday. We've used our magical time machine to now be midday. That's what that happened. What time was it on previously? It didn't seem too bad. Oh, but it's now cloudy, so that's a thing. It's cloud. No rain, cloud. Just 10-minute qualifying. Who is the first one on track? It says Fran, even though it's Alan. Looks like Alan, not an equity release manager, is indeed the first one onto the track around this Sardinia Bay then. And so we shall typically watch Alan for his first flying lap to see the very first person. Great job as always, Robbo. Love you. Thanks for that, Gemini. Alan's going a bit off. The race hasn't even started yet. You might want to settle down for this one because this promises to be cracking. Here's Alan then. Just finding his way through the outlap. We've got a... Really just, I think at this stage in the outlap you're just mentally preparing yourself for the lap. Some people prefer burn fuel on the outlap and sort of throttle down but don't shift and a bit on the brake to just burn through the fuel, because then your car is running a lighter load. But I don't think fuel is on for this one. At this stage in the flying lap you're like, right, this is it, we're ready to go, it's time to attack. You're mentally preparing to just give it everything and hope for the best really. I mean, a lot of it's just holding on. I normally try and do these, but with the fact that I've never really done this track, it's not going to be too accurate, and I'm not speaking from experience. But let's just go. Charging down into the first corner then. It's uphill into the apex, it's round, it's quite a bit of a summit, braking quite late, trying to leave on the power. It's slightly banked as well, it flips back round, and again just switching direction, you're holding it round a long sustained corner. Here we go then, hard braking just onto the curb as you turn. Hold that apex, accelerating hard, and that's the first sector. It seemed pretty nice from Alan. It's gone a bit long, it's very banked, it's almost like we're running on an oval bit there. Down the hill then, pick up speed. These next couple of bits are slight kinks and they're flat. Make the track as wide as possible, but don't touch the grass. Straighten up, 50-meter board for braking. Try and accelerate not too early, it will just send you straight back out to the exit. You don't want to be early, no, back on the power before immediately slowing down, and there, and now accelerate the whole way around. Is this going to be flat? Yeah, it's flat here. Right out onto the curb. Use as much as the track as you possibly can. Slight brake as you accelerate as early as you can, but try not to accelerate too soon, otherwise you will end up off the track and cutting the corner. What's the time from Alan? It looks pretty good, that. 106.9. What does Fabuki do? 6.7. Vitman G comes across the line, and he only gets a 7.9, so he's a full second off, so he must have made an error somewhere. We've got M3 guy coming across the line. He does a 32. That can't be right. So times are really starting to tail off. 12.7 from Hunty. Fran, an 8. What is going on? It's showing that no one's changing positions, so I can't really explain what's going on properly. Either way, Josh is gone into third then, or Elgin, or whatever his name is. Viman G then down in fourth place. He's going to really want to try and improve his time.
Anyone else still about to finish the lap? I think Fran is indeed on the lap. Riggs comes across the line and he goes P3 and he's ahead. And John, that second row for an all Punthouse second row right and lad comes up to the line now, and it's P4. He manages to do well there. So currently it's an ISRL 1-2, well 3, 4 and 5 are all Punthouse drivers. I was trying to find his way past Terminal Goat, then his fellow team now. So then there's Elgin and there's Terminal Goat, who's actually, I think, just had an error there somewhere. There's Terminal Goat. Is he gone off a bit? Yes, he has. Goat has indeed gone off, and that's an error. And trust me, mate, that is not the fastest way around the lap. Hunter, though, the team leader, and I believe one of the people key to organising this, here's Hunter through the line and across the line. He does improve by 1.2 seconds, still outside the top 10. Josh, I'll just call him Josh from now on. Fran getting very touchy-feely with the back of Hunty there. You don't really want to be that close to cars. I know I said that it's following another car might not necessarily be a bad thing on this track. And Fran gets very sideways across the curb, and that's very much problematic. Again, that's just trying to cut across the track there. Unfortunately, you can't no-clip through the walls. We have indeed got Vim G, who's actually taking provisional pole position away from Fabuki and Alan in third. Riggs is going to try and disrupt this current ISRL 1, 2, 3 with Wright and Lad doing a great job in fifth at the moment. Sixth is Josh. Fran is the next ISRL driver, along with Foxy and Gab, both Punthouse, with Herbie at the moment 10th. 11th, Punthouse of M3 guy, Punthouse of Hunty, Punthouse of Goat, and ISRL's Emperor Buttocks, the one and only. Still not yet got a time as we approach the halfway mark. We are halfway through this qualifying session. Is Fabuki trying to get a toe off his teammate here to try and get closer and cement this good starting position that the ISRL boys currently have. Riggs is the highest Punthouse driver and he's not even on the top 4. If someone like Fran can really switch it on, there's a possibility a second row there. I'm not sure he's going to want to try. Here we go then. I think Fran is setting up a lap with following in the slipstream of Herbie just in front. So they're all really trying to get that slipstream in toward the first corner. You can see him zooming down the straight at high speed. Through the corner, Herbie's getting very slow. They almost made contact on the left front. He's pushing for it, but Herbie's might be, is he in the way a bit? I don't know what's going on here. I think Herbie's trying to get out the way, and Herbie does indeed get out the way of Fran, but I don't think he's quicker. It looks like he might have caused a bit of issues there, and he did. Fran is down, but he's by such a small amount that anything can happen in this second sector. It's looking pretty decent at the moment. Is he going to be able to improve his time though? We come through the middle sector at high speed. Now hard on the brakes, you want to accelerate up the hill. I find that a bit of a difficult corner. And he's quicker by 4/10, but that margin would not improve his position. And he touches the gravel coming out there, and that is really going to have hindered him. And I think that's all that cost him now. I can't see Fran improving. He's definitely not as he's gone onto the grass there. So then we got Fran and Josh, who goes around the outside of his teammate Hunter. I wonder if Hunter's trying to get the slipstream off of him here. Has Emperor Buttocks set the time yet? No, he hasn't. He comes into this final sector to see where Emperor Buttocks manages to put himself in the end. Toward the end of the lap. Here we come then in the final sector. He's flat through at full speed, charging on there, looking a little bit twitchy in the car, but what is it going to be? He goes P13 and trades places with Hunty, who now finds himself at the back. Vim and Alan's gotten himself onto the front row of the grid. And now Riggs is doing a great job. He's really trying, but the ISRLs are looking really strong up the front with Vim G, Alan and Fabuki looking to storm off it a full 7/10 away from the next driver, who happens to be the first of the Punthouse boys. Riggs really needs, it's really not looking good for it on Punthouse at the moment. Then again, they've got some of their ISRL drivers along with them. In fact, there's 4 Punthouse drivers between the third and fourth ISRL driver. Fran, I think Fran might be trying to go for it now. He really wants to improve his position, I'm sure of that. But qualifying is running out. And he goes P5, he splits the Punthouse and manages to get himself up into P5 and on that third row of the grid then for Fran. Where is the next one? It's Herbie, who's the next of the ISRL drivers. We've got, oh no, it's Foxy, sorry, Foxy is ISRL as well. Can Wright and Lad get back at Fran? He's not going to do it on the grass, on the gravel there. What about Josh? Is Josh... Someone spun, and it's terminal go facing the wrong way around. And he's got damage to the rear of his car, the rear suspension, and the rear aero has been damaged. And with Herbie coming around, this could prove costly. He's got rejoins the track. Herbie, I think on a flying lap, that's going to cost him slightly. Terminal go gets off the track to avoid, and Gad also manages to slide through then. So a moment there from go almost turned into a bigger moment for the two ISRL drivers desperately trying to move up their positions. And this is right and left in P6. There's yellow flags again. Someone's off and trying to find who it is. It's Gad Gaming. Gad, that is not the track, and he has fallen off. There is Brighton who goes through. Emperor Buttocks is slowing down, letting Fabuki, Vibit G through. Vibit G's backing off as well. They're all backing up to try and set themselves up. We're ready for a lap. I think slipstream is the plan. I wonder if any of these are on a party communications together. Believe that to be the plan. Emperor Buttocks, he's gone through on Vimmer G, who looks to absolutely bomb it to try and see if he can continue this pole position at the moment. We're in the final minutes, so Vimmer G surely starts his last lap. Alan's on his last lap. For Buki, he'll be on his final lap. Riggs will be about to start his final lap, and he's going to want to try everything if he wants to get himself onto that top three. Fran has stopped, so his session's over. Josh, he might just manage to make a final lap, but anyone behind him won't. So right in lap then is on his final lap. Does he move any up positions? He's currently in P7 at the moment as they fly through this final middle sector, so the middle part of the track. This could be a key overtaking spot. We'll see how it goes in the race. His yellow flags, his car's going slow. This could distract him. He's 3 tenths up. It's very close at the moment between Josh and Wrighton here. But is this going to be enough for Wrighton to hold that position? He's going flying now around and into this final corner. Oh, and he's gone off, and Wrighton on his last lap, he's gone off, and that's going to cost him time until Wrighton looks like he's going 7th. Vimmer G then out the final corner. He's still going for a lap. He's placed his hand, and it's an improvement. He's gone 1/10 quicker. Where's Alan? Does Alan manage to fight for pole position? This still works for the team, but can Alan get for pride to get pole? No, he cannot, and Fabuki's finished. So it looks like, unless Riggs can find a miracle, and he hasn't. So it is Vimmer G who takes pole position then. Here's Josh then in the final sector, but he's miles down. Right and lap, we've already seen his finished his lap. Goat, I don't think's on a lap at the moment. Foxy is off the track, so he's definitely not a lap. And then 3 guys just finished a lap. Hunty's finished, Herbie's finished, Gad, and I think Emperor Buttocks coming up to the line, but with that time he's not going to be setting any lap records. Alright, so then your official grid for race 1 of the ISRL versus Punthouse. We've got an ISRL 1, 2 and 3 with Vipman, Alan and Fabuki. The first of the Punthouse drivers, Riggs, is currently 4th, with Fran in 5th place for ISRL. Josh is in 6th for the other Punthouse driver, followed by another few Punthouse drivers in 6th, 7th and 8th, with Wright and Lard in 7th, with 8th place being Terminal Group. 9th is Foxy, splitting up the Punthouse drivers with M3 Guy and Hunty for Punthouse. Herbie then at ISRL, Gad, I think he's Punthouse, but he's not got a livery to correspond, and Emperor Buttocks brings up the rear, but it's not over yet. It's the race where things matter.
Fair enough then, Sarah. We've got Gemini, Josh, yep. P1 for Vipman. Yep, it is. It's a great job from Vipman G to find a pole position time. Like I said, it's a relatively new track to the game. It only came a few weeks back, so it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of these didn't really know this track too well. Hey, Cliche, how are you doing? Glad you could join us. I think if you've just joined now, you have just missed the qualifying. Alan is indeed on that front row, Heppo. Alan's an equity release calculator. Nice job, guys. It is, and a great job from ISRL. They are looking pretty strong at the moment at the front of the grid, but they've got a few drivers at the back, which I'm sure they would like to see pull up toward the front. Yes, it is a nice top 3, Frosty. I'm sure you'll be enjoying that, as you're pretty much the ISRL owner, so it's a good sight for you to see your boys at the top.
I mean, it is for me, but I'm trying to remain unbiased whilst I'm here, so... Good luck to all. Well, this could be a great race indeed. The final is about to begin, and the race is ready to get underway for the first of 3 races here in Super Formula. It's not in Super Formula, Rob, come on. This is the race 1. It is in Super Formula cars, but it's not the Super Formula Championship. Punthouse versus ISRL, or ISRL versus Punthouse. Place your bets. Who do you reckon is going to win overall, and who is going to win this race? Here is your grid. Fitman G, Alan and Fabuki rounding it up at the front. The first Punthouse driver, Riggs, as Emperor Products lines up at the back. Here we go then. We've got 20 minutes endurance race around Sardinia B. I think Joe Clapp is to be taken to drive through the pit lane without changing. The lights come on, the revs build, the anticipation is... It's lights out, and away we go now. How do the drivers get off the line? There's a lot of wheel spin in the background. Hunty really struggling to get off the line there, I think, in the back. Alan looks to have gone away well, as has Wittmann. Wittmann's done a great job of getting away into the front. Now then we've got Fabuki, who's trying to get down the inside on Alan. Fran is immediately trying to make the move on Riggs, and he's done it. And Fran gets into 4th place, meaning that ISRL do now lock out the front 4 positions. Like Foxy going very wide, he's getting down the inside on Terminal Go in the background. Gav, Herbie, Emperor has managed to get up a couple of positions, and Herbie drops, Hunty drops a long way back, and in fact on wide goes Terminal Go, and Gav sneaks through there. So then we've got Vim and G manages to pull away. We've got Fabuki second, Alan third. Alan third, and Fran has gotten himself up into 4th. Now these 4 need to work together to try and pull away, because this is a team event. Josh, Riggs and Wright in charge. Head the Punthouse charge. Riggs looks to go wide now. Elijah of Josh. I need to keep going there. Looks to see an opportunity. Gets bit on the gravel there. He squeezes his teammate off. Riggs looks to go wide, and Josh is taking this opportunity to go for P5 and a bit on the curb. He spins and Wrighton goes off. Wrighton's made a huge mistake. Oh, that's Foxy through. Gad has very nearly made contact. I think they did make contact between Gad and Wrighton on the rejoin. Emperor Products is doing well. So then we've got Emperor Products then, who's managed to be in a 9th. A fantastic start from him, but he's got right and left pressuring him out. To get Emperor Products moves defensive on the defensive line right and tries to get on the exit. Is this a move? Done? Not quite to get further inside the top 10. It's not quite enough yet. Right and left. Down in 10th then, but what a start this was for the ISRL. They've done exactly what they need to do, and with Foxy coming to the forefront as well, the ISRL drivers are running 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 6th. So this is looking like the ideal start, but I think just further up Riggs, who gets a penalty trying to find his way back past Fran, serving the penalty in the middle of the corner. Fran looks to get in front of this bit of contact, and Fran holds that position, but Fran's got it all to do now if he wants to try and keep this on, and Foxy has got to keep Josh behind him. Gard has managed to stay ahead of Emperor Products and Hunty after getting a lot of wheel spin and real losing off the start, moves up into 10th and ahead his teammates, with Herbie a long way behind at the moment, but Vimman G, Fabuki and Alan streak ahead now. Fran has managed to build up a 1.2 second gap to Riggs, so Riggs is really dropping off now, but what is the pace for Foxy? Is Foxy able to catch up? He's coming down on that gap. He's really charging with Josh behind. We've got Gap behind him. Emperor Products rises up the hill next with Hunty charging him down with Wright and Lad very closely following. So yeah, I think what happened there was Hunty had his traction maybe a little too low, really lost it on the wheel spin there off the line. It was spun him round and he just dropped a long way to the back, and that has not led to good things. It's alright, Budge, I'm having to do this on my own now without you, so I'm sure I can try and find a way. I'm going to have to remember to breathe, aren't I don't have you to remind me anymore, Budge. But we've got Hunty then, who leads Wright and Lad in this little battle into team battles, but he looked to have gone away. I think someone's had a moment. Gad did catch a bit of a moment there. Gad did get a bit of a moment. Josh is managing to keep Foxy ahead of him, which is surely not ideal, but Foxy is doing what he needs to do to just keep it on that position, keep it clean, keep it consistent, and Foxy in. Josh is also in. So I'm fairly certain they all do know. Emperor Products, he comes in. Wright and Lad and Hunty go side by side. This can't be in the plan. Wright and Lad has actually gone ahead of Hunty now. So Wright and through. So that means we've got a couple of these drivers at the back now. Josh, I don't think Emperor Products, Herbie, Foxy have all taken their Joker lap, and so they're good for the rest of the race. The guys at the front haven't. But the top four are doing a fantastic job up front. We've got Wright and Ladd and Hunty who are still looking like they're going all in on it. They are not holding back despite being on the same team. They should probably figure out who's the quicker driver and go out in front and stay ahead, but that does not like that's part of the plan, because this is a team. They should be working as a team to score these points, and it's not looking too good for them at the moment. Gav has gone off. We've just got the back end of that. He's got a bit of a spin and he's round, but he manages to get that one going again. Nobody in the top five goes to pit in for their gap. Gad has got an 11-second gap to Riggs. He's seen a long way off now. We've got Wright and Ladd, who still managed to keep Hunty. In fact, he's pulled out a 1.4-second gap, and he chases down Wright and Ladd. Wright does pits in then for his joker lap, as does Hunty. Three-guy continues on. Foxy, the lead car that has done his joker lap, he's trying to make his way back up the field, and Josh chasing him down, and Goat closely behind. Emperor Buttocks, who's trying to make sure he gets back out in front, and he is ahead of Hunty. That is crucial. Emperor Buttocks gets himself ahead of Hunty, and that means he could possibly get himself ahead of Wright and Ladd as well, if he can keep it going. The Emperor Buttocks has made his joke up, so has Herbie. So here we go then. Emperor Buttocks tries desperately to catch up to Gad Gaming. In fact, we've got Josh is very close to the back of Foxy, within half a second now. Can he get any closer? On to give Josh a home. Oh, well, he's really trying to get past Foxy here, but it's not easy. Oh, catching up to a car, and even if you're quicker than a car, doesn't necessarily mean you can overtake. Foxy's going to be giving everything to try and make sure he stays ahead of Josh here, and Josh is going to be doing the same to make sure they get in front. So long as it doesn't end in tears, it's all good. But with them three guys, Terminal Goat very close to the back of them. Three guy just in front of this little battle, not very far ahead at that. Alan has actually lost the position to Wright and Ladd. I'm assuming Alan has pitted in for his joker lap, and Fran has lost the position to Riggs. Now this is important. Someone's had a moment there. It's not Vim G, it's Herbie who goes off to let his teammate through. But Riggs is ahead of Fran, and now Fran's going to want to go for that one to catch back up. We'll see how this battle develops. It's currently third, but neither of these have taken their joker lap on this occasion. Alan has, and he's come out behind Wrighton. He's got to hope Wrighton doesn't hold him up too much now. Well, Fran has got to give it everything now. He's going to be desperately trying to catch up to make this move for third place. And we'll see if they can come out back ahead of Alan. No one else in the top four have pitted in, but Vipman G is doing an absolutely astounding job. He's just running away with it, as is Fabuki. Riggs is pretty much carrying the Punthouse team at the moment, trying desperately to hold on against Fran, the Croatian. With Herbie involved though, how does this shake things up? Is there possible team orders for Herbie to slow Riggs down to allow Fran the opportunity to get through? Obviously, that I don't think is legal, but I don't think that was the plan, but it looks like it has done. And in fact, Herbie squeezing Fran around has forced Fran to get around the outside. His own teammate has been forced to get around the outside of him there. That is not ideal in the slightest, and he has lost a time now to Riggs, and Fran is now going to have to try and catch back up again. Riggs, I don't know if he's not seen his overtake button or knows it's there, has not used any of his overtake. Speaking of which, Fabuki's not used much. Vipman G has finally found his overtake button, and he has actually used about a quarter of it, trying desperately to go in front. It looks like Fabuki's going in, and he is. Fabuki in the Riggs. Does he follow Fabuki in? No, but Fran doesn't either. Now then, Alan needs to find his way ahead of Wright, and he does not want to get hold up here, because with Wright not done his joker lap, and now Alan has, we do not want this to happen. Alan needs to make sure he can get ahead of Wright and Ladd here. And he pulls to the outside. Wrighton is defending, and Wrighton forces Alan to get around the outside, but under break, and Alan manages to find his way through, and Alan is taking that 5th place any day of the week. And Fabuki comes out just ahead of them now, but Fran is still trying to get ahead of Riggs, and now moves temporarily into second, but 3 seconds back means that Fran has actually lost time to Riggs, and Fabuki's not far behind. Alan and Wrighton are not far behind, but with Alan now ahead and into 5th place, Wrighton can now probably end up dropping down the order when he eventually takes his joke lap. Don't forget 3 guys out. Terminal Goat, they're also racing each other. Terminal Goat trying to get down the inside, but that didn't quite work. Now Foxy's getting very close to the back of him. He's managed to hold off Joe for now, but here's Foxy trying to catch back up to Goat for that 8th place. now Alan and Wrighton are still going for it with Herbie in the background, who is a lap down at the moment with 8 laps done and 10 minutes on the clock. Here we go then. Wrighton lad, is this going to be enough? Is Wrighton going to be able to find it? And Fran is in. Riggs is not, but Fabuki's overtaken Fran now. Fran, where does he come out? Is he going to come out in traffic? I don't think he will. He comes into the pits. Actually, he might come out behind him. 3 guy who pits in. Terminal goes in as well. He may end up coming out behind this bar between Foxy and Josh. Does he though? No, he does not. He's out and he's crucially ahead of these two then. So then, how does this shape up then? Alan's got ahead of Wrighton lad. Riggs has been undercutted now. Vimanji has continued on though, but I don't think he's under much threat from anyone. He's just having a nice Sunday drive. Riggs, however, is he going to pit in this lap to take his Joker lap to try and cover off the undercut from Fran? Because, I mean, it's not like, to be fair, it's not like tyre wears on, so I mean, he could just sit it out. It's not really that much of an effect. But Fabuki is in 3rd and catching. Alan is in 4th and catching. Wrighton lad's keeping loop up without the Joker being taken. He's going to have Fran approaching now. So Wrighton could be a spanner in the works to go out this one then. There seems to be a train forming in the middle of the track. It's Terminal Goat on M3 guy and Hunty and Emperor. Hunty gets the position, but Emperor steams it down the inside. And the move is done for Emperor Bullocks, who's having to do this battle against 3 Punthouse drivers. And Hunty gets down the inside on Emperor Bullocks. And in fact, it's not over yet. I'm sure Emperor's going to try and find his way past Hunty. And in fact, he's going to give it everything. And they both go off. I wonder if there's comfort there. Hunty gets him off the track now. Emperor Bullocks are going to try and find his way through with M3 guy behind. And closing in quickly. Emperor Products, he's trying to get down the inside. M3 guy, Terminal Goat, he's coming toward the inside now. And down the inside on M3 guy, he's going to shape this move up. No, he's not quite. No, he's going to hold off. But Hunting felt the need to go defensive against Emperor Products. It's a lovely little 4-car battle that we've suddenly seen out of nowhere. So then we've got Hunty, who's got Emperor Bullocks, and he's not exactly far from him. And he's gone for that move. He has gone for that gap to get down the inside. And it's not over yet, but he has got the outside line for the next corner. In fact, in the background, M3 guy and Terminal Goat are still going at it. And just don't take each other out. It'd be great to race each other. Just make sure you don't make contact. Hunty, I don't know if he's going defensive there. He's just taking a very wide line. Emperor Bullocks looks to shape the move. And he goes down the inside, goes Emperor Bullocks. He has made that move. And I mean, I can't exactly say that was out of nowhere. He really set that one up. And he launched it, but it's gone wrong. And now M3 looks to make the move. Terminal Goat going very wide there. I can't imagine that was like Hunty looked to kick up a bit of dust there. And he goes off. Hunty's off. Hunty's made an error. And he's gone off the track. That does allow Terminal Goat and Hunty rejoins behind. Steven now has made for Bullocks' job a bit easier because he doesn't have to attack now. He just has to focus on defending. A 3 guy. In fact, here comes Hunty down the inside on Terminal Goat. The move is done. Vimanji finally takes his Joker lap and they'll lead the race. What does Riggs choose to do? Faruqi tries to catch up. Alan also trying, and Fran as well. But in the background, we've got this battle between Foxy, Wrighton lad, and Josh. These 3 have all made their Joker lap, and so they are racing to the end now. Can Wrighton lad find his way through? Can Josh find his way through? And this battle behind, and it's not over yet. Terminal Goat tries to get down the inside on Hunter. Gary's approaching. Well, we could see a 5-car battle, 4 of which are all Punthouse drivers. Now then, we've got Emperor Bullocks, who slammed into the barrier. What on earth happened there? In fact, Emperor Bullocks did lose the position to M3 on. Terminal Goat doesn't feel the need to go defensive on his teammate Hunter this time, as they all follow each other through. One of these is not like the other one. Emperor Bullocks tries to find his way through, and Goat gets down the inside on Hunty, and Hunty loses the position. It's not really gone the ideal way of Hunty. Emperor Bullocks has been really trying, and he's making moves. In the end, here comes Gad to try and find his way past, but it's not quite on this occasion. Here comes Goat trying to get down the inside, and that's not quite enough. Meanwhile, just a bit further up, Josh has managed to find his way past Wrighton, and I think there might have been contact, but Josh has gone off the track. He has off and he's rejoined, and he spins again. Where's M3 guy? Is he going to catch up? Meanwhile, this battle's slightly up front then. This battle just wasn't as Wrighton lad and Foxy involved in it. Riggs, I think, is still going. He's probably taking his Joker up right to the end to try and put some pressure on Vitamin G, but however, going to work out for him there. This battle rages on then, and you can see all of them charging down the hill into the corner. We've got Emperor Bullocks behind, and Gav Gaming very close to the back of him. It's all on the line here. In fact, Josh trying to catch up to this battle between Wright and Ladd, who's using his overtake and has got a lot more of his overtake than that of Foxy, who, as Foxy goes to the outside, Wright and Ladd tries to come down the inside and down into a turn one. Wright and Ladd makes that move and Foxy concedes down to 7th place. Wright and Ladd then holding P6 at the moment. He's just taken P6, his attack turns to defence. Emperor Buttocks as Gad tries to get down the inside. Gad does make the move and Gad makes it stick with Emperor Buttocks. Is he going to fight back? Yes, he will. But he drops down to 12th. In fact, Hunty is such a long way back. I wonder if he's made another error somewhere. These two are getting very close to the back of each other's go. Actually ends up having to go on the grass there. I'm not sure that was the optimal line. Meanwhile, Foxy, who has lost the position around Ladd, there's been a spin. There has been a spin and it's Fran. Fran has made an error and he's struggling to get it facing the right direction again. Now this allows Wright and Ladd to desperately catch up. But will he catch up by enough? What is this battle up front? Riggs, despite taking his circle up, despite not taking his circle up, he's not really catching up to Vimanji, that gap to Fubuki. I reckon Riggs might come out back in 4th place with Fubuki 2nd and Alan 3rd. I think Fran's mistake might have just cost him a 4th place finish here. Wright and Ladd is now putting the pressure on Fran with Foxy in P7. Josh is in 8th place, 9th M3 guy. So then, 10th is currently Buttocks running out top 10 ahead of Terminal Go. Gad as Hunty goes steaming down the inside out of nowhere there. And Vimajita Lapland has just about managed to make his way through there. And now Vimajita's got to lap Hunty. Vimaji's doing an absolutely incredible race at the moment. And he's doing what he needs to do as he laps Hunty through and he continues on to lead the race. Meanwhile, these three are very close. In fact, now Fran's race, he made an error earlier on, has really changed his stance from this race. He's now to defend a lot from Wright and Ladd, who's really putting the pressure on. Wright and Ladd's doing an incredible job in this race. In fact, Fran nearly looked like he might have made another error there. Riggs has still not gone in for his joke up with 3.5 minutes to go. He's now got to catch up to Hunty and Gad, who are battling away. So then, this is still the battle for 5th place then. Fran and Wright and Ladd. Can Wright and Ladd bring this up into the top 5? We will have to see. So then here we go then. Wright and Ladd on the back of Fran. Half a second, the gap's coming down, but then it's going back up again. It's really fluctuating. In fact, Wright and Ladd looks to actually really gain through this part of the track. And in the background, Foxy's just got an almighty spin on. Riggs finally comes in for his joker, but Foxy got a monumentous spin there in the background. So then, that does mean Riggs in the pits. Fran is not around enough, and that's all over for him. So then Riggs comes back out in 4th place. With Fran in 5th, still having to defend against Wright and Ladd as we head into the final 2.5 minutes now. Everyone has completed their joker lap, and now Riggs turns his sights to attempting to catch up to Alan, with Fubuki in 2nd with 10 seconds away. So Alan to try and has to defend Riggs to make sure that it's an ISRL full podium. Riggs will be doing everything he's legally allowed to do, and maybe illegally, we'll have to see when he catches up, to make sure that it does not turn out to be a full ISRL podium. But with Gad is in the way. Meanwhile, this battle for 5th, Wright and Ladd is still giving his absolute everything to make sure he can get himself on the top 5 and get as many of the Punthouse boys up there as he can. And it looks like he almost looked like he was going to make the move there. In fact, 100 of Wright and setting that up. He's filling Fran's mirrors. He's like, hey, Fran, mate, I'm here. I might go for that. I might not. I might go for that. It's up for you to decide in the end. Fran decided he wasn't. Neither did Wright and decide he wasn't going to go for that. Wright and Ladd, though, he's still not giving up, but he looks to drop back a bit. He might have made a slide off, slight touch to the gravel, and that's it. The smallest of errors can lead to the biggest of consequences. He goes across the grass there at full speed. Here he's in the slipstream. Overtake is in use. Fran has very little overtake, but it's being used. Does Fran go defensive? Yes, he does. Wright and Ladd tries to get around the outside. Around the outside under braking. Who brakes later? Wright and tries to get around the outside into T1. Fran tries to defend the position, but it's not over yet. And there's a bit of contact thing as Fran tries to get down the inside. Wright and gives everything, but he's on the outside line, and he has to concede the position. Meanwhile, slightly further up now, Riggs is doing everything to try and make sure he can catch up to Alan. But Wrighton lad, he's not giving up, and he's running out of time. It's an endurance race. This might be the last lap. Wrighton lad might know this, and he's going to have to desperately now. He has to find a way past if he wants to get out of 5th place. Is he going to do it? Or will Fran manage to get into the top 5? He's running out of opportunities. I'd say that was his last overtaking opportunity in the race. Meanwhile then we've got Wrighton lad who's still trying to hold on just half a second. I don't think he's got it. He's running out of time. He's got 20 seconds. I think this might be the last lap of the race, but I'm not sure. It could be close. Is Wrighton lad going to be able to do it? Fran and Scholl are hoping that it is, but 10 seconds it's not. So Wrighton lad's been saved with another lap on this race then. One final lap now as Wrighton lad. He's got 6 tenths. He has to do it on this lap. He doesn't have a question about it. Foxy will be the first one to see the check flag, but I don't think that counts as winning. But Foxy is the first one to see the check flag with Josh in 8th. 9th place we have 3 guy in 10th, Ample Products, 11th Terminal Goats. 12th is going to be Hunty Gad in 13th, and Herbie is next. Fabuki is actually very close on, and Vitman G is officially your winner on that stage then. But this battle is not over, and Wrighton does make an error, and I think that's over then. So then, meanwhile, up front then, Fabuki crosses the line, P2, Alan looks to get 3rd in the end, Riggs 4 seconds, but he's 21 seconds ahead of Fran, and this battle does still rage on until the very last lap. Wrighton lad, you gave it everything, but at the end of the day, I think it's too far back now. Although Fran's made a mistake, it's not over yet. I should shut up because Fran has made an error. It's not over yet. It's entirely possible, but I don't think it's on. 1.7 seconds back. It's not really any corners as Wrighton cuts the corner there at the end for good measure. Fran does indeed come home in 5th place, with Wrighton lad picking up a penalty for good measure. There is your official results then. Vitman G was crowned the winner with Fabuki and Alan in 3rd. So it's an all ISRL podium, with Riggs being highest of the Punthouse drivers in 4th. And Vitman G gets the triple star for good measure, just proving he was the best out there today. So well done to the boys. So there it is then for the boys. They have indeed won the... Vitman G did win the first race then of an all ISRL podium, and the first of the Punthouse drivers was Riggs in 4th, who couldn't quite get couldn't quite get Alan at the end there. What a great drive. Yes, congratulations to Vitman. Alan changed tyres. Make sure surf pins straight away. Should just remind us then. It was a great race, and it was not over until it was over, especially the case for Wrighton, who at the very end, I'm sure he had a glimmer of hope that he could have had that 5th place, but in the end it wasn't quite it to be. I believe that means the grid is set then for the next race. Didn't change for once. I think what happened was Alan might have changed tyres when he didn't mean to. Oh, Alan. Five-minute break is upon us then. So that was a great race by all accounts. It was a good race. Good job, Josh. Yeah, you did. Let's just quickly then review the official results then. So it was indeed Vitman G took the victory and the fastest lap, with Fabuki coming home in 2nd for ISRL. Also for ISRL was Alan at the end there, who came home in 3rd. Riggs managed to do a good job in 4th, held in a position. I believe the entire top 5 stayed in the exact same places as they did on the grid. Fran is 5th. Wrighton lad, the 2nd Punthouse driver, is in 6th. 7th was Foxy for ISRL. Then it was Josh in 8th place, and M3 guy in 9th place, both for Punthouse. Emperor Products managed to grab P10 in the end, managed to get just inside the top 10 for ISRL. Punthouse driver Terminal Goat in 11th. Hunty, bit of a disaster for him really. I mean, it all went wrong at the start, and finished in 12th, with Gad Gaming 13th, and Herbie 2 laps down in P14. So here are its previous race results then. Well, if that's the case, then that does put Herbie on pole position. So honestly though, I'm afraid as far as points are concerned, I actually don't know. I couldn't tell you which team is winning right now, but I'd say it's fairly even, though. I mean, I'd say it's fairly close, but I think ISRL might have the edge, getting all three drivers on that podium. So I think ISRL might have the edge, but I'm not too sure, because I don't actually know what points are. So if anyone has decided to quickly calculate points and figure out who is winning the race, that would be good. So I think this is an open choice Group 1, but Group C is banned. So, what Group 1 do you go for? Okay, Gaming's actually got a livery on. It looks like the Porsche 919 might be popular. Cheers guys, Villain, yep, well done, you did a great race, you were... Oh, hang on, it's reverse grid based on previous race results. Was that not what it already was? Oh, he's got the time wrong and Guard has crashed already. 1056 last lap. Yep, so here is the second race, Group 1 around Blue Moon Bay Speedway in Field B. Now, I actually have done this track a few times, but I mean, not the reverse layout. I do the actual forward layout. No, it wasn't. The time is decided. Right. Jesus, Hunter, there's no need to get so passive-aggressive about it. It's not even passive-aggressive, it's just straight aggressive. With a bit of passiveness. So Group 1's then. Not Group C's, because they have been banned. I think reverse grid's better. Personally, I think reverse grid is better, so I think that you should go with that, but you know. Hunty for the win. Hunty has to just sand it. Reserve or reverse? So reverse grid is more fun, I'd say, but I mean, all I'm doing is watching the race. I think we got another 919 out on the track. I think we could probably see a lot of these 919s. That is a Tomahawk. Now that's an interesting choice for Fran on the Tomahawk, the Group 1. Oh no, it's not a Tomahawk, it's a Mazda. What am I on about? It's a Mazda, it sounds pretty decent, right? We've got another 919 from Gad, and we've got another 919 from Terminal. I reckon, I feel like I've seen most of the, let's check I'm actually correct. We've got an R18 from Goat, sorry. Yes, it is an R18. I don't really know what I'm on about, to be honest. I've got on Mazdas, Tomahawk is Group X, yeah. I don't know, I could have sworn there was a Tomahawk Group 1, but I don't know, must have been wrong. It looks like the Mazda is the choice for a few of the ISRL drivers. That's a 919, that's a 919, that's a 919. So Nagar has gone with the R18, a pretty decent car, I'm not gonna lie. I like the R18. Partly because it's a car I've been given in multi-class, so you know. Mazda is an interesting one. I mean, it sounds good. At least I like the sound of it. So it looks like the Mazda is the weapon of choice for the ISRL drivers. That's an interesting one to display. Hunty is in the TSR 50 and Herbie's also in the R155. So, but yeah, I've done this track in the forward direction. I haven't really done this track in the backward reverse direction. So, but I reckon this could be an interesting race. That first corner on the first lap, that could be fun. You know, just seeing loads of cars. Group 1s, that is, just charging straight in. Could be an interesting race, this one. and it's probably going to be slipstream central on that main straight, especially if I think we're going through this whole reverse grid. You can see Vimmergy taking a very wide line on the approach track, getting quite high and then going straight down and then back up again. And Products has rejoined our Indeed fastest case of getting the livery. We've got Alan and Herbert. So yeah, I think all of the ISRL drivers are actually in this Mazda, although Fran appears to have a different livery on. So that's an interesting decision. They've gone with the Mazda, however the Punthouse drivers have gone with the hybrids. So TSL 50 from M3 guy. Terminago, as previously mentioned, is in the R18. Gad is in the 919, 919 and the 919. I come with the top 3 cars, so be interesting to see which Group 1 comes out on top today. But that's that. I think Slipstream, it will be Slipstream Central, as will the Monza race, which is next. Because you can really hear the difference between the Mazda and the Porsche, or the Toyota, whichever one it was we said Gad was in. It is, yeah, it's the TS50 Gad's in there. They just can't. Known for Punthouse for this race. Well, fair enough then. We'll see who actually does win. Let's see that this should be a fun little thing. Let's predict. Go on then, people. Let's predict the top 3 then. Seriously, what do you all reckon the top 3 will be at the end of this race? And then we'll see which one of you is right. So, Terminal Goat then is currently the fastest is Alan on the Mazda, and Vimmergy, as we said, that however has gone quicker by 1.2 seconds. Sub 1 minute times the Mazdas are setting. The first 1 minute lap time is from Fran, also in the Mazda, and for Buki's the top 4 on the ISRL's Mazdas. So maybe this decision to go with the LM55 could end up being a good choice for them. But yeah, people, let's in the chat, let's see what your top 3s are. Who do you reckon is going to win? Who's going to get second? And who's going to get third in at this race? Who do you reckon it's going to be? Goat, Vidman and Herbie is your prediction for the top 3. Well, yeah, we'll see how true that ends up being. Obviously, nobody really knows what's going to happen, to be honest. This is high-speed, highly technological cars being thrown around an infield for a trial. It's not even a real circuit. And half of these aren't even working. So this could be an interesting result to this. I guess we'll just have to see how this wins. Vidal and Riggs, that's your prediction for the top 3, Budge. To be honest, I think makes sense. I can understand why you're going there. Currently on this little practice session, the Mazdas are topping the timesheets. You see that too, yeah. I mean, I'm not biased or anything, but we'll just obviously have to see. Not sure about the length of this race, I shall quickly check. It's another 20-minute endurance race. It's about 20 laps. So yeah, the top 4 are all the Mazdas at the moment. We've got actually a 919 Gers, and then the Porsches are pretty strong. Terminago in the R18, he's doing a good job. They're running in 7th place with Josh, who is stopping just ahead of the hairpin. Look at something. Meow. Zoom, zoom.
Josh may do good here as well.
Basically, I think the interpretation we're getting here is that anyone can win. It's too OP, claims Hunter for the Mazdas. That's if it is too OP, then why didn't you think about using it? Pubs hasn't binned it yet now. I mean, Fran has managed to get his sub 1 minute. In fact, the only cars that have gotten under a minute are the 4 Mazdas. So there's evidence to back up Hunty's. Only the Real, but that's a fair point. That proves Hunty's statement that the 4 Mazdas, or 4 of the Mazdas from the ISRL team, have all managed to get under a minute time. Because I'm not a cheat robot. Well, I'm just saying, you've got to do what you've got to do, right? So, and actually, Hunty, you just know that's a false statement. Like, you just know you are a cheater, so it wouldn't have been too out of character for you to go for an OP car. You just know it's a false statement. I know you're listening. Yeah, Hunter, you know you're a cheater, right? You just don't want to accept it. Josh has actually managed to get ahead of the Mazdas. Actually, he's managed to get himself into second place at the moment. It's an impressive time at the moment. As they both hit the barriers, it's Alan and Thingy. What's his name? Goat. That's going to be a crucial question. With this being an oval with some squibbly bits in the middle, what this means is you don't want to hit the barrier. Well, I mean, Hunty, as it stands, I've not seen you with a penalty, but you should know I'm watching. Because that's my job in this situation, is to watch. I watch races. That's all I do. Barely even compete in them these days. Just watch. So I will be watching, Hunty. I will find you with a penalty at some point, I'm sure of that. Because it's relatively easy to do. So then, anyway, back to the racing. There is a race going. As I was saying, yeah, it's an oval with some squiggly bits in the middle, which simply means you don't want to hit the barriers, especially on the oval section. It's alright, Hunty. I won't give you Walter's nickname in my stream, so don't worry about it. Walter's nickname for you, that is. Right, we're waiting for Foxy and Fran, and I'm good to go. Yeah, I think we are good to go. Hello, PBRT Rentec. Welcome to the stream. We are eagerly anticipating the start of the second race here today. Second of 3, I believe the next one's Monza in the McLaren F1 GTR. Is what that is. So, at the moment, what we've got is, yeah. Don't hit the walls on the speed. Go get us a trophy, Hunty. Yeah. So don't hit the barriers, especially on the oval section, because you hit the barriers, you lose speed, and you lose speed, you lose time, and what do we not want to lose? Come on, I'm expecting you all to say it with me now. Time. Doubting you'll get that. Anyway, point is, we are now waiting for Foxy, who has joined us. So once they're on track, I believe we are ready to go, because the grid is set to do. So yeah, we are good to go. So I reckon we are good to go then for the stream of the second race. Fran's saying that Alan can't find delivery. It is not next week. Next week is multi-class. The week after that, the multi-class and Super Formula They're based around the same time, it's just they alternate, so it's every other week. So not next week, because next Saturday is the multi-class race at Monza, I think it is. That will be streamed on Budgie's channel. Well, he's in the chat now, so you wanna go give him a subscribe, and you can watch the multi-class next week, and then the week after that will be the Super Formula. It will be at Tokyo Expressway, which should be fun. I didn't choose to do that. Tough, faster it is, yeah. I mean, it's not always the easiest track. So, I mean, there is also a few good overtakes, but that hairpin, I reckon, we could be the subject of. See, the other way around, when you can build up momentum, that hairpin is a great place to dive bomb and overtake people. But very wide there's Riggs. But other than that, I think main overtaking is going to be off the slipstream of the main track. Turn 1 should be interesting, especially on this first lap. I'm not sure if we're doing this on a standing start or we're doing a rolling start. It's basically the Daytona 24 hours in 20 minutes, and half the field is in a Mazda. That is that. Then we've got ourselves then at the moment, as far as lap time, to get an indication of the sort of pace we're expecting here. Vimanji is currently the fastest, with Josh behind him in second. Goat is in third, with M3 guy in P4. The Gorman fan come back, so it's standing start. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, so yeah, M3 guy is in 5th place, Foxy 6th, 7th, Right and Lad, Riggs 8th, Gad is in 9th place, 10th, and rounding out top 10 is Emperor Product. Herbie in 11th, 12th, Hunty, and 13th is Alan in this sort of kind of a practice session, but obviously Fran is not with us today. Well, I mean, he is with us today, he's not dead, he's just, he's not in the lobby at the moment, he's sorting out deliveries. Goat in 3rd, yeah, he is, in 3rd at the moment. He's looking pretty impressive in that R18. He's looking relatively strong. Josh is also pretty decent up in 2nd place. Fran has returned. We'll hope that he gets himself back and that we are ready to go for the second race of 3. Like I said, not dead. Well, I mean, some people, yeah, there you go. He's not dead because he's joined the lobby. He's now with us. The next race is, I think it's Monza. I'm fairly certain I read it as Monza. Yes, it is Monza. 3rd race, 1 make Monza, McLaren F1 GR3, Monza 5 times. Tyres and fuel, tyre charges. Yeah, okay, so let's start. That's the next race. This race is any Group 1 excluding Group C cars, which basically means Mazdas, Porsches, Toyotas and Audis. Yeah, 9.5, 3 fuel, time choice, soft, mediums on. And we are good to go for the race. So then, everyone, last chance now to... yes, he's been resurrected. Last chance then to place your predictions for the finishing result to this race. This could be a cracking one if we've continued with this reverse grid, and yes, we have. It's a reverse grid and it's pretty much lined up with ISRL on one side, Punthouse on the other. Hybrids are looking pretty strong here. The LM55s aren't looking too shabby either. Herbie then guides us on pole position there with Gad Gaming on the front row. There's a sentence I never thought I'd say. No offence to either of you. Here we go then, we're ready to go for what is a mini Le Mans. Herbie's jumped the start. I think Herbie has jumped the start. He rolled forward a bit. Gad looks to have gone a little bit of a wobble. In fact, Gad's gone straight across the track. And I wonder if he's made contact there with other cars. There's absolute chaos as Gad is just spinning round. And he looks to have gone through most people. He is, as they come around the first corner, then the first bend, as they charge into the lap. What happened to Gad? Someone's gone off. Alan's gone off. Emperor's gone off. Herbie's gone off. There's all sorts of cars going off. I'm just getting like multiple. And Josh has sort of pushed Emperor off. And they're both gone off at the start of this race. Now we've got Vim and G. And in fact, there's just cars everywhere. As they all creep their way through the hairpin, trying to accelerate. Vim and G wants to get himself towards the front. He knows he's got contention to get up to the front. Fran now leads with Goat in second place. Foxy's third, fourth is Riggs, fifth. Alan Hunty's sixth at the moment, seventh is Vim and G. And in fact, Hunty looks to get down the inside on Alan. And in fact, I think Alan's trying to get back on Hunty, but does he want to hold up his teammate Vim and G? I think they're waiting to get the slipstream here, and this is where slipstream becomes all powerful. Goat is chasing down Fran now for the lead, and he comes out. He pulls over to the inside. This car's just going 7% in the background. Goat does not quite pull to the inside yet. For Vimmen is still behind. In fact, Hunty's lost the position to both Alan and Vim and G, and Vim and G moves into fifth place now. F1 Spa started it. Very much was an F1 style start at Spa. We've got Riggs now in fourth place, trying to hold off Vim and G. Managed to win the last race. Is Vimmen going to be able to go for it into the hairpin? I don't think he's not quite yet. They're all following each other through, tiptoeing around, trying desperately not to cause any incidents. Like I said, I can expect to see a couple of overtakes. There goes Herbie and Gads Gaming. The two on the front row have ended up in 12th and 13th. On only lap 2. We've got Carr still trying to get down the inside. I think Vimmen is still trying to fight his way past Riggs. Now Riggs is going to be getting the slipstream off Foxy. Vim and G is going to be getting the slipstream off Riggs, and he's going to be getting a double toe from both of them now. Is he pull out? He does pull out to the inside and down the inside on him. I think that Mazda looks to have a better straight line speed than Riggs, because now he's moved up in the third and fourth. Goat's gone off. We've recovered with Goat on a bit of an error. Vim and G gets down the inside on Foxy. I don't think Foxy puts up too much of a fight, but in that, Riggs has been able to sneak his way through, and Foxy tries to hold him off. Alan goes off as well. Now Foxy tries to get down the inside, but that's not quite enough. Hunty's gone in sideways. He's absolutely yeehaw in that one through there. An absolute yeehaw moment there from Hunty. Alan has had an error, and he's got a penalty, and he's had to serve it. But now Vim and G has fought his way up in a third, and now chases down Terminal Goat and Fran for the lead. Meanwhile, Foxy's doing well in fifth place, but the Punthouse guys are rising up against ISRL now to try and get themselves up so that it's all even in at the beginning of this race then. Here we go then, Fabuki's got a 3-guy in 10th. Here we go then, charging down the main straight. They're all following each other, and I think that's Foxy getting down the inside on Riggs, and he makes the move stick, and he moves into P4. Riggs now drops down into the clutches of Wright and Ladd, with Hunty in 7th, Alan and Fabuki very close to each other on the track at the moment, and it looks like here's Hunty then into the double apex. In fact, Riggs is trying to get down the inside on Foxy. Foxy's gone off, and Wright and Ladd looks to lose the position to Hunty. These two have gone wheel to wheel on so many occasions in the past. Mainly in the Super Formula Championship. I'm plugging my own series here. It's brilliant. But here we go then. So this is Wright and Ladd trying to get back past on Hunty. Is this going to be enough for him though? Not yet. In fact, now Alan's trying to get back. As they fall with Fabuki. Foxy is slowly dropping down the order. And then 3-guy looks to take a really wide line. And then 3-guy taps the barrier there on the exit. He's trying to get around the outside on Foxy onto the main street. Here we go then, he's going to get on the line here, and 3-guy versus Foxy, who's going to come out on top. We've got Hunty, we've got Wright and Ladd, and we've got Alan all very close. Is Alan going to pull to the inside? Alan does go down the inside, and he makes the move into turn 1, and he's ahead into P6. Vim and G's actually managed to get into second place. It's now an ISRL 1-2. Punthouse 2, 3, 4, 5. With Alan in 6th place, preventing them from hitting 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6. As Alan's trying to get down the inside, it switches to the outside on Hunty. Hunty tries to make the move on Riggs, but Alan's trying to get down the inside of Riggs. They're all overtaking each other at the same time, and now right and left tries to get past Riggs. So Riggs has lost the position, not only to Hunty, he's lost the position to everyone. And now right and left tries to get past Alan here. In fact, Wrighton goes off and he almost made an error there. Three guy, Foxy, Emperor Products, and then got Gad and Herbie, who started on the front row of the grid, have dropped almost back. Josh, who's out the back there as well with them then. So we've got Terminal Goats trying to chase down Vim and G for second place there. Vim and G is indeed now in second place. He's holding on for the back of Terminal Goat. With Hunty in P4, Alan in 5th now. Right in 6th, 7th is Riggs. Here we go then. Is Riggs going to be able to find his way through on to get a spot inside the top 6? Got Riggs still trying to chase him down. He lost a lot of positions there, and Wrighton's gone off. Wrighton off the track. That's a bit of an error there, but he looks to recover that. Still holding out. Gap just underneath second to Wrighton was. Fubuki is just behind Riggs and is getting very close. What? So then, it is now time then. Fubuki gets himself ahead of Riggs then. We'll see if Riggs is able to get himself ahead of Wrighton. Anyway, so here we go then. Hunty is on the back of Alan. Is he almost there? He's almost managed to find his way through. Alan tries to get down the inside. He does get down the inside of Hunty, and Hunty looks to hold that position. In the end, Alan is through and ahead. Hunty loses the place though in the end, and Hunty holds P4. And Hunty's gone off. Hunty goes off the next corner. Takes a couple while Alan through, but Alan almost gets an error, and he goes straight into the barrier as Hunty tries to rejoin, and now Wrighton looks to try and get down inside on Alan into the final corner. He does indeed, and he tries to get around the outside. He's holding that around the outside. But we've got Fubuki as well, it's very close now in the slipstream. Wrighton lad, not in any slipstream. Fubuki's going to try and find his way through on Alan. A bit of bump drafting going on there, almost going 3 wide in toward the first corner. Fubuki is on the back of Alan, and they both managed to find their way ahead of Wrighton lad. Goat is indeed in third. He's doing a great job at the moment, holding on for that third place spot as Vitamin G and Fran look to pull away a bit. Meanwhile, we've got Hunty trying to hold on against Alan with Fubuki in 6th, 7th is Wrighton lad, 8th is Riggs, and 9th place in 3 guys have dropped off a little bit, but this battle is still raging on. Alan in 5th, 6th place is Fubuki, 7th is Wrighton lad, 8th is Riggs, 9th and 3 behind, but I think Riggs has gone a moment and has gone sideways. He has had an absolute yeehaw moment, has Riggs, and he's lost the position to 3 guy. We've got 7th and 6th and 5th. Goat's doing, he is getting a really good job. He's done quite well. He's got holding out in 3rd place at the moment, with Fubuki in 6th place, almost on the back of his teammate. They chase down the 919. I think that is the Porsche. No, it's a Toyota. It is a TSR 50, and Fubuki gets down the inside on Alan. Alan runs a little bit wide on the exit. He's approaching out desperately to try and find his way back, trying to claw their way up the field at the head of Hunty for P4. Hunty gets a bit sideways and exit and through the corner there. Meanwhile, they're all still really close to each other on the track then. We've got Fubuki and we've got Alan. Very close indeed to each other. Alan Wrighton lad is waiting for a possible mistake from these two to see if he can find his way through. Wrighton lad gets very close, but it's not quite enough on the final corner. He's not quite down the inside. We've got Wrighton lad on the main straight. Welcome back. Wrighton lad in the slipstream now of Alan, trying to come back at these two, but I think that Mazda's got just the edge on the straight there. He's got the edge on the straight. Oh, Fubuki gets annoyed, and there's actually a brake board in the middle of the track there. The marshals might have to clean that up, but they appear to just stand there looking at it. So, yeah. Let's just hope the drivers don't end up hitting it, because this game has a weird tendency of making things go wrong with like small objects on the track. Tend to send the cars flying, so it's problematic. These two are still really close to each other, and Vitman G in, as is Fran, so both the top two drivers in the pits. Terminal Go continues on to take the lead of the race. Hello back, I'm Robert. This is Fubuki now, and then moving to second and third. Right line continues on, and third line continues on as well. Right, most of the cars continuing on. Someone's peeling off in the background there. I saw that. That's Gab, Ponty, Foxy, all pitted in then. Headed for the pits. New set of tyres on the car. A new bit of fuel. Medium tyres then for these two. It's softs for Wright and Ladd, who gets a bit sideways on the entry. Village on a fresh set of softs about midway through this race, so he can expect to get to the end if he can get to the end of these. In 3 guys, 6th, 7th is Riggs, 8th place is Fram, with 9th being Hunty, 10th is Foxy, 11th is Al, 12th Herbie, 13th Emperor Bullocks, and Josh is at the back in 14th, but these have all pitted in, or at least Herbie hasn't pitted in. Gas Gaming, he's on the softs, in front Foxy goes wide, Foxy does go wide, and that allows for him to drop the position on his soft tyres. Gas Gaming in the end is now into 10th and on the top 10. So then we'll see as Wright and Ladd and then 3 guy, they both come into the pit lane now to change the tyres. I think tyres looking a little bit warm, but they've got good for fuel. Classic. Yep, classic jokes from the boys. As Fran tries to go around the outside of Riggs, that's not a move he can make. It's almost quite the position here as Fran tries to go around the outside of Riggs as he switches to the inside. And Riggs loses the position. I think he's lost a lot of time there. I think he might have made an error somewhere. Now Alan's chasing down Vitman G. I think he might not hold Vitman G up, he's already pitted, so I think it's the clear case of just letting him by. Terminal Go on the softs, he's going on again. He's really pushing these softs to the limits, but their tyres are incredibly warm. Now for Fubuki holding his position, Vitman G also following him round in the slipstream there. Unfortunately, we can't get on board with these cars because why would we be able to? So as Vitman G comes to the inside, no, he doesn't. He's following in the straight line speed of Vitman G. So here comes Vitman then on Fubuki. Fubuki runs a little bit wide, but it's not clear enough for now. We've got Vitman G then all over that. The foam line is no. Welcome. The foam line is no more. We've got Vitman G, we've got Fubuki, we've got Alan, all very close to each other on the same team, though, as Vitman G has found his way in front. He is the one leading the charge. Yeah, we'll be losing time on the sauce, and we'll be losing time definitely now with Vitman G behind. Vitman G has been one of the quickest drivers constantly because he has now got the purple sectors, he's got the purple lap time. Fubuki and Alan look to be going incredibly long. They might even make the end of the race on these mediums. The mediums can make the end. That would work well for them. But Goat is continuing on again. His tyres are absolutely shot. There's not much life left on them. He's almost running on the rim there as he comes now through this line into the double apex corner, get it in at the end. Well, the gap is now 7.2 seconds. We will keep an eye on that gap from Goat. It's 6.8. It's coming down relatively rapidly, and it's not what Goat wants. He should have. Personally, I mean, I don't exactly work full time as a strategist, but I think Goat should pit in now because if he goes on another lap, I reckon he's going to just end up losing far too much time on those soft tyres. With Fubuki and Alan behind them, so what is that time? It's gone down to 5.9 seconds, about 7 seconds, and Goat is in then. He does in the end pit in. It will allow them to the race lead. I think these two, if they've got the fuel, should probably easily make the end of the race. He is still consistent, but he has now lost time and loses it to Fran as well. Goat finally makes his way into the pit lane then. We look to see Master on warm tyres. Well, there you go. He's now got the top 4 back to being ISRL drivers. He has now got fresh softs, however, fresher tyres than anyone in front of him. But I reckon Fabuki and Allen could make the end. Goat has now got 7.5 seconds to try and catch, to gain onto this back of the top 4 battle, to then try if he can move forward. Goat's race could be one we should watch with intrigue then, as we get to see. This is Allen and Fabuki, who are still racing for second and third. The 4 ISRL drivers are still looking at the top 4. They're doing a great job tonight at ISRL, and they're really representing the league well, with Vivaju still continues to fought his way up to the lead. The gap's actually gone up a bit there.
It's the world titles doing the trick.
We've got Allen on the back of Fabuki. Goat is there in the background, 8 seconds down. He's going to have to try and catch up. 8 seconds if he wants to get into that top 4, and then it's a question of can he overtake. These Mazdas have time and time again proven they are probably the quicker car on the straight, and it's interestingly these 3 are the closest back on the track at the moment. Realistically, we've got all these 3 very close to the back of each other. Allen is in the middle of a sandwich. It's like a sandwich where it's just bread and bread. There's nothing in between, it's just bread and bread. It's pretty much what this is right now. Allen is in the middle of an ISRL sandwich, whilst he's also part of the sandwich. Here we go then. I think Fabuki did tap the wall a bit, but Fran wants to have an almighty run now on Allen. And here we go then, onto the main straight now. Onto the main straight in the slipstream. Is this going to be enough for Fran to get himself in to 3rd place and on the podium? He's not quite through yet, but Terminal Car has decreased that gap by about 2 seconds. It's now only 6.6 seconds. That gap's coming down, which is a crucial thing now. But will be coming down by enough. He's back to 7 seconds. That gap is coming down. I think Fran's had an error. Fran has had an error there, which seems to cost him. That has indeed costed Fran a lot of time. In fact, now Terminal goes only 2 seconds behind. Can Fran hold on? He's got 3 minutes. He's on mediums, and he's got damage to the front and the front left suspension. The front aero is going to be a bit off. The front left suspension might cause problems. I think it is causing all sorts of problems. But the car has magically healed itself with invisible mechanics or whatever. He is on a mission. He's done an incredible series of 1 times at 58.2. He's only 2 times off the fastest lap, and he's doing incredibly well. But now he's going to try and find his way ahead of Fran. This could be interesting. Fran has had himself involved in a fair share of incidents. He's a hard racer, and so it'd be interesting to see if on home soil Terminal Goat can find his way into the top 4 and ruin ISRL's day. Fran, he's got to try and keep this position. Can he keep it though? 2.5 laps. Goat is really good in high downforce cars. Well, it looks like it's really showing now. He's doing an incredible job. The gap is down to half a second. He's got fresher and faster tyres, and he's got a hybrid. His acceleration is going to be crucially good. And Fran nearly making contact, got very close to Fran. I wanted to take a wider line through the corner. It's a very tight line. I think the overall top end speed is quicker on the Master. However, the acceleration, because of that hybrid unit, will probably be quicker in the R18. So then, who is going to come out on top? A real-life Le Mans winner or a concept car? Who is going to win? Here we go, onto the main straight then. Terminal Goat, he's catching up to the back of Fran. Is this going to be enough? Like I said though, Fran's running at high speeds as he breaks 190 mile an hour easily. Goat still struggles to get to 190. P4, P5 is the only race on right now. Well, it's an interesting race. You don't want to switch off yet. Here we go, it's not over. We've got 1 minute and 18. We've got probably another lap after this, so it's not over. Can Fran hold on? He's got about 2 laps. And Terminal Goat has got fresher and faster tyres than Fran. In fact, Allen has suddenly dropped off a bit. In fact, so for Buki, so Goat is caught up to all 3 of these. But unfortunately, I don't think there's enough time. Terminal Goat doesn't go for that one in the end. He does not make that move. Fran is going to try and hold that position then, and he does indeed hold it. You don't want to hit that wall. You don't want to make a mistake. I think Goat gave the wall a little bit of a kiss, but it's nothing too major. Bit of a Valentine's Day kiss, yeah. I mean, in July, sure, why not? Anyway, Terminal got in the slipstream though. Is he getting close? He's actually gaining now. No, he's not, but then suddenly as the top end speed kicks in, France starts to gain on him again. And it's really going to be difficult for Goat. He's going to need to go. He's going to have to go for it. He needs contact. There's a bit of a punt. And Goat's off. And France already's gone off. And there's contact between Goat and France for 4th place. What was he thinking? That is not good news. Why has he tried that? It's just hit him. He's just hit him. So then we've got Alan and Fabuki, then Fran's not going to be happy with that. He's got damage to the front and rear aero and the front left suspension, so they're going to beat him yet again. I think an F in the chat is in order now for Fran. The final lap is kicked on, and Vitamin G does cross the line first for the winner. No, he doesn't. It's actually the Josh finishes first and Hunter there then. But Vitamin G does end up winning the race then. Fabuki second, 3rd place is Alan, 4th is Goat. Yep, all the F's in the chat for Fran then. I'm not really too sure what's happening in Terminal Go. I think has he ran out of fuel or is he letting it through? I think Go is letting it through there in the end. Yeah, I think that was just an incident on the braking there. Right and lab takes 6th then. So it is indeed a ISRL 1, 2, 3, 4. Terminal Go is the highest of the Punthouse drivers. In 5th with Right and lab, 6th, 7th, Briggs 8th. Garrett 9th and 3 guy 10th, Foxy. So there is actually about engine damage, sorry Foxy, I've not really noticed much, but I think there's actually a huge gap there between, there's a lot of cars between the ISRL drivers. Right, next time I'm banning Vision GT cars. Hunter, if you were new they were OP, you should have chosen. I'm just saying. And that's it lads, we've managed to break 100 comments on the stream. And speaking of comments on the stream, just bear with me a second. I'm just going to change it from around because my phone is dying. So, display message, yeah. Yes, there we go, we're good. Because my phone is on the verge of dying, so I don't have a second screen anymore. I see your comments right in front of me. It's nothing major. So that's that. I think we've got one more race then this evening, and then that will be it. Again, I think if we just look at the results, are you interviewing the top 3? No, maybe not for this one, I don't think. The idea is cool, but not this one. Race results, this confirms it. If you look, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars between Fran and Foxy, the ISRL drivers, and there's a further gap of 2. So I think round 2 might go to Punthouse there. Was a pretty decent performance from the Punthouse drivers, managing to get it between them all, but that top 4 is going to count for something. I'd say it's all on the table then for this last race. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'd say it's all on the table at the moment for this last race. Anything could happen and anything will happen. Who do you reckon's going to win overall? If you've been tallying it up, though, please let me know, because I honestly haven't. I don't really know. Monza. Have we got the time right this time, Honty? Oh, he says Monza. Monza's notorious for penalties, so now we'll definitely get to see if Honty's choosing to cheat. Oh, no, time hasn't been correct. Okay then. What is going on? Right, I'm a noob at this type of level. Well, if you're going to admit to creating these things, you should know that you're able to do it. Okay, just say. You're like fairly certain you volunteered. I mean, I might be wrong, but I believe you did volunteer it, so which means like you kind of signed yourself up for this. But it's now time for. Well, it's actually a really nice car. I just haven't. I've actually got the car. I haven't really driven it too much, but I've definitely got it. It's a good car. McLaren F1 GTR Group 3. It's a GTR. In volunteer for us years. Okay, fair enough then. Fair enough. Here's a GTR BMW. It's a nice car. It sounds good. Wow, it's one of the better sounding cars in the game. Old school, modern car. I love this race mod. Please correct me. I should have please. Oh, fan goes off. Yeah, isn't so? Monza being notorious for penalties. I think we certainly will definitely see Honda pick up a couple of this, and then a single mighty bomb. I mean, if these McLaren F1 GTR Group 3s are indeed the mighty bumblebees, then yes. If the mighty bumblebee is anything else, then no. Yeah. So lads, just want to make sure you're all on the same page here on the stream. If at any point we see Hunter with a penalty, we need to all just claim he's a cheater immediately. Don't hold that in the chat. I want to see it. As soon as Hunter gets a penalty, you need to all say it with me that he's cheating, right? That's what you sound like, Winnows. Fair enough then. Then yes they are. They are indeed driving the mighty bumblebee. That's a statement that is correct. Yeah. If at any point, only Hunter, anyone else, no, it doesn't matter, only Hunter, if we all see Hunter with a penalty at any point, we need to all say he's a cheater in the chat. Exclusively Hunter. Yep, tier 1 would have fun. I will just type out cheater and have it ready for time. I like you, Jeb, and I are on the same page. We're on the same page here. We are clearly looking at the same book, and we've both ended up on the exact same page. And expect me to get technical because this is the first real track again we're doing tonight. Obviously, the first one we did was the new Sardinia. Then we did Bloomingbear Speedway backwards. I will shout, I'm not a cheat by making Team 1 Cleveland. I will quote you on that. I'm going to quote you on that, Honda, just so you know. You've been quoted. And, I mean, if you can survive Turn 1 Cleveland, then yeah, sure. I'll commend you for it, because 14 cars, or at least I'm assuming there will be 14 cars, charging down into Red Fuel out awards in these things. There's bound to be a disaster, let's face it. What, of course, if you are the one doing the punting and your name suggests? Besides Hunter, your lobby host, all blame goes directly back to you. Foxy's graced us with his presence. Don't know what he got me, but there you go. Gav has gone fastest. You know, now that you say it, it does sound a bit like a bumblebee. Visible damage off his legs. Oh man, I'm loving this. Some quality of racing. Some quality racing. Hunty, you're in it. That means the only quality of racing is like the quality of how bad you can hit someone. Don't give it any away my secrets. Well, it's definitely not a secret now. Hunty hides visible damage off. Yeah, no, the quality of your races are measured by the size of the dint that you give everyone else. But as soon as we're about to be ready, Wrighton does indeed join us back again. So then, predictions for the top three then. Who do you reckon is going to win in positions first, second and first? But this is the last one. Let's end it with a bang. So this last one's going to end with a bang. It's just the question is, will it be a literal bang or a metaphorical bang? Probably a literal bang. Gad is strong here. Gad's looking pretty decent. He's P5 at the moment, but someone's actually just absolutely made a mess of Retafilio. Fubuki's good as well, yep. Fubuki's pretty decent everywhere, to be honest. So is Vitamin G. Vitamin G is good. And so I'm sure Josh is finding out, no matter how fast you think you are going, Vitamin G will always be 8/10 quicker. I'll propose for anyone since I work out the points sometimes. But okay, so we will find out this who won. So you're not actually going to learn who wins this event. So feels bad for if any of you have sat here, watched all three races all night at it's like approaching 10 o'clock where I am, and you're not even going to learn who wins at the end of this one. This one's a toss-up. So yeah, straight up, just straight up predictions. First, second, third, who's it going to be? Go. This week, yeah, so you're not going to find out in this race. Probably depends on T1. Well, I'm banning your predictions after T1, so I mean, me personally, yeah, well, obviously I'm the guy. I mean, would it be anyone else? It's literally like M3 guy, Herbie and Buttocks. Like, obviously there is. I'm sorry, I do apologise. No offence to all of you, if you're watching. Here we go then. Vitgard Fub, it's a logical guess, to be honest. Anyway, I'm in group 2. Budge, I think it's a bit of a bad time to ask him that now, because the race is about to start. You have one job. Actually, I'd say being the horse, Hunty has many jobs. Anyway, Hunty and Emperor Buttocks are on the front row together, with Hunty just behind him. Here we go then, on the grid for Monza. It's a long run into the Variante de Filio for the first chicane, first of many. The lights are on, it's lights out, and away we go. Emperor Buttocks does not get away well. Josh has had to immediately try and take avoiding action to prevent hitting straight into the back of him, and he looks to have had a good run on Emperor Buttocks. I think he went 3 wide in toward the first corner now, just behind. Herbie looks to have gotten away well, hard on the brake, and then oh, he's made contact. Hunty's made contact already. Oh, and again. Oh God, Hunty. Oh, it's an absolute just mess. It's a mess. Right, lads, we all saw that. Hunty made contact. You know what to do. I told you Monty had quite on. Anyway, Josh now chasing down Emperor Buttocks to lead this race. Herbie's managing to hold well in third. Whiten is trying to get back into fourth. Whiten tries to go around the outside on Herbie for third place, but he's gone a bit sideways across it, and he's let go across the curve. As Fran has gone up as well. Vim and G's managed to get into sixth place. Hunt has dropped all the way down to eighth place with Vicky in ninth place is Tom Legault. And in fact, the next gap trying to go around the outside of Gort there. There it is, Gemma. Gad's trying to get past Turbo Legault here, desperately trying to fight his way through and think someone's gone off. It's Right and Lad is off. He is off the track, and that's not ideal. Why? We've got from Bukit trying to chase down Vim and G. He's actually managed to make his way up into fifth place with Fran in fourth and Kabuki in sixth. These guys with a slide right at the back because of the reverse grid. I think this might be a battle. Herbie's trying to slow them all down here. Fran's trying to get past the third, and Herbie's being handed with a penalty for his efforts. So then, here we go then, we've got Driven G trying to get down the inside on Fran, we've got Hunty tracing down behind, trying to get onto that podium, and I think Hunty does get down the inside on Fran to take the lead. Gad and Go has gone flying off the end of Parabolica then. And so, as we see then, that's Hunty, Fran and Vim and G might be going three wide heading into what, the first corner now. In fact, it's definitely Hunty tries to get to the inside. Hunty tries to get down the inside for third spot. They do indeed go three wide, headed down into the first chicane. Who breaks latest? It's Hunty who tries to make the corner, and I think Fran tries to make the corner as well. They've all gone through, and I think they've gone through relatively unscathed. Meanwhile, up front, Buttocks and Josh are running away with this one then up the front. Josh will be trying everything to make sure ISRL do not win every single race this season, tonight. Then Josh moves to the inside on Emperor Buttocks. It's not quite enough now. Emperor Buttocks, he didn't have the nicest line for the chicane there. The second chicane. With a line there, Hunter this bit sideways going out of the corner. In fact, a few of them do. Gad has managed to get himself ahead of Vic and G there. Has been given a penalty. That's Gad with a penalty. Well, there looks to be a bit of lag going on at the moment. So, a few issues. Fran tries to get a bit sideways now. Hunty's going to try and find his way through and ahead of Gad to get into the top three places. This is being blown up wide open at the moment. Fran tries to get to the inside, cover the inside line off. Again, it's Hunty tries to get around the outside, and he makes the mistake and around the outside of the Scary. That move is done. And Hunter is through, and he's gone onto the gravel. Fran's also gone further onto the gravel. Vic and G manages to hold himself behind as Fran rejoins the track in P4 behind Hunter, who's now in P3. Following down, we've got Gad in 6th place, 7th is Alan, 8th is N3. Goat's got a penalty there. Hunter then holding out in 3rd place. Meanwhile, this battle up front, we've got Josh trying to chase down Emperor Buttocks for the lead of this race. It's a one-make series, so they're all in the same car. Josh is trying desperately to get them. Try Hummer's eye yet again proving to be an issue here on the track like Monument where they are very harsh. Now Fran trying to decide which way he's going to go. Which way is he going to go? Hunter goes to the outside, breaks later on the outside. It's not quite enough. Fran now has had a very compromised line, but so is Hunter on the exit. Hunter looks to get on the ground and almost has a moment there. Gad also getting the moment in. Background Ghost's got a penalty and needs to serve that. Alan trying to find his way through and ahead of Gad. There is Goat, he's down with penalty of 4 tenths. Brighton Lad is in 10th place, just rounding that top 10 with Briggs, Fabuki, Foxy and Herbie down toward the back. And so then we've got Gad again trying to get to the inside. We've got Herbie who's Fran, Ashley's got a penalty now with Vimage just behind him. And Hunter's managing to get away in 3rd place, and I think Fran's at a moment, he slams into the barrier now. Like Alan tries to get to the inside, Gad tries to get down the inside there, that's not quite enough, he wants to get the run on the arc. Alan in 8th place. Is this going to be enough? We've got 7th now for Gad to get in. It's very close indeed, they're ducking and diving and thieving around trying to find some space here, and Threegan looks to try and get his way past Gad into Scary, and he is through and into P7. Here we go then, we've got Hunty and Emperor Buttocks is going slow and gives Josh the lead. Buttocks has been given a penalty, and now Hunty moves into 2nd place. It's now a Punthouse 1-2, but an ISRL 3, 4, 5, 6. So the ISRLs are still up there, but the Punthouse are leading now 1 and 2. Josh is indeed now leading this race, and what great news that is for any GRT fans out there. There is Hunty in second, third place. Vitamin G trying to chase down Hunty for second place, but then set his sights on Josh for the lead of this race. And for Bullocks, he pulled to the inside, and he looks to try and get down the inside there. Down the inside goes Emperor Bullocks, and he makes the mistake, but Fran goes deep, and so does Emperor. And I think the yellow flags, always that's just because Fran went deep into the first corner and really struggled to get through the apex there. They both seemingly brake just a tad bit too late there. Great news for the Punthouse because they are suddenly pulling away then with a 1 and a 2 at the moment. But ISRL, they're still up there. Nicholas is trying to get back down the inside of Emperor Bullocks. Alan behind in 6th place, 7th, and 3 guy trying to move up the order. I think that's Alan cutting the corner there. No, that was Emperor Bullocks who had to go across the chicane. That's not the ideal line. And Garth been given another penalty. And so the idea was Garth goes full Tokyo drift through the first of the last miles. Right and loud, also the penalty, and Riggs with the penalty. Meanwhile, up front, Vimogy is all over the back of Hunty now. Does Hunty choose to go defensive, coming into Scary? Yes, he does. Hunty goes defensive, Vimogy goes to the outside line as Vimogy goes with the purple one time. Interestingly, Emperor Bullocks has got the fastest lap at the moment, but Vimogy, he's very close to the back of Hunty. In the slipstream, 2 tenths back, here we go then. Easily enough for Vimogy. Does he pull to the inside or the outside? He goes to the outside of Parabolica to try and take a wider line round the outside into Parabolica. Is this enough? It's not enough, but does he get him on the exit speed? He probably wants to keep on the slipstream. It's a really crucial thing. He's to keep with the slipstream now then. And Hunty, who looks to be lying around, comes into the pits now. Interesting decision to pit in there from Hunty. His tyres and for fuel is very limited. Nearly not as fuel is slowly becoming an issue. So Josh, how are they managing the field? Vimogy's got about a quarter of his tank left. Josh has got slightly less. And Vimogy's got better on his tyres. Fran's looking strong as well. And in fact that's Emperor Bullocks and M3 guy doing well as well at the moment. So then we have Emperor Bullocks who's got an M3 guy behind him. Facing him down into the second chicane, which is colored in, I can't remember what it's called, but here comes M3 guys who peeled to the inside, which is not in this case. There's been a bit of battle scars on M3 guys' cars. There's a couple of scratches here and there. I think there probably isn't everyone's car. It was absolute chaos into that first chicane, but everyone looks to have calmed it down a bit now. And Riggs has another penalty right in the gap, getting very close indeed. Is this enough gap to find his way through? Almost, he pulls to the inside. Does he get to the inside? Yes, I could do try and get down the inside. That's not good enough. Gab now pulls to the outside. Riggs serves his penalty right in front of right and line. That's going to cost him a bit. In fact, I think Gab might get another penalty for going across that orange curve there. So we've got Coates in at 7th place from 3 now. Emperor Bullocks has got a penalty. Alan's doing well. Fran is in 3rd place. Vimogy doing well in 2nd. There's Josh pits in. Does Vimogy follow him? Yes, he does. What about Fran? Also in. Alan stays out. M3 gone in. Bullocks in. Goat, is he coming in or is he staying out? He's gone covered for fuel. Sure. Kabuki, he can continue on. Foxy, Fonzie had already pitted. He's already made a pit stop. I think he's only pit stop this race. We'll see if he continues on or not. Well, I mean, obviously Hunter's going to pit on, but will he manage to gain any positions? Where's Josh coming out the pits now in P4? Hunter comes out in P5 and 3. Frank's moving ahead. I think there's G came out the pits as well. He's behind Hunty. They can't find him because the bloody gate is just awkward when it comes to pit stop. So we've got Riggs in at 12th place. We've got Writing Lad in 12th. He's managing to hold on against Riggs as Tom McGraw comes out just behind these two. I think they've both pitted in. I'm not sure if they have actually. I don't think they must have done. Surely everyone's pitted now aside from our top 3 of Foxy, Kabuki and Alan. But with Josh quickly approaching, and I think he's in fresher tyres. Not really. I don't think Josh changed his tyres. He's down and interviewed his Ponte. Zimonji did choose to change his tyres. Now that's interesting. Zimonji has fresher tyres, but they're both on the soft tyres. So who will come out on top on this occasion? Will it be Wittmann? Or will he be able to catch up to Hunty and Josh to try and take this? Eventually will be the lead of the race, possibly even the winner of the race as well. Products is doing a great job in 9th place. He's inside the top 10. Gavgen is on the edges of the top 10 with White and curling on Goat and Riggs, who he's fallen off a lot. He's a bit behind, but that's not. Here we go. Then we got Termo Goat and it's right and lad. Here we go. The Goat comes to the inside. In variant, Scar, he comes down the back straight, which has got a name, but I can't really respond. So there we go. And down the inside goes Jeremy Goat. The move is done, and the right and lad is ahead. Meanwhile, we've got Products and P9 and Frigo then. So the top 2 pit in. Does Foxy also follow in? Yes, he does. Josh continues on there. Hunty continues on. Vivici does continue on, but is that gap coming down now? It's about 2.5 seconds. I think I saw it. That was 2.6 seconds now. Alan, in fact, that's Fabuki, who's filling the cup. Alan is out and on his way, and Foxy is not yet. Fran moves through ahead. Alan is out in 5th place. 6th place is going to be on 3 guys. 7th and Products. Fabuki moves now, and Foxy also moves now. 8 minutes, Josh. Yeah, there is only 8 minutes. He needs to hold on. I think someone caught in a bubble wobble. As Fran's made a mistake. The young Croatian, as Alan gets a penalty trying to find his way through. There is not long left of this final race of the night. 8 minutes. What is the gap going to be doing here? It's about 2.4 seconds, 2.5 seconds to Wittmann. To Hunty. Wittmann's going to be trying everything he can now to catch up to Hunty. Hunty is a strong driver in Group 3. He is quite competitive in Group 3. Seemed more competitive in Group 3 than he has in any other category tonight. So there you go. But Wittmann G then in 3rd. Hit your marks, Josh. Yeah, Josh, I think at the key stage at this point is it's very late into the day. I'm not sure what the time is for in the US, but it's late into the day for us. It's going to be a question of who can keep their focus, who will not be able to lose control and keep concentrating late on in the day. It's taking it out of you. 4:47. That big time in the US. Assuming that's during the day then, so it's not too late for him, but for us it's like 10 o'clock. It's later than 4:47, that's for sure. So here we go then. Josh is needing to keep focused. That gap has come down. Yeah, okay. Villagy then has decreased a second on the lap. He's coming for Honza. He is coming with full vigour, and 4.2 seconds then, and the gap looks to be coming down then. Fran then trying to approach. What's that gap going to do between Wittmann and Josh? That's going to be an interesting battle. They're not too far from each other. It's not over until it's over, and we've got 6 minutes and a quarter to go in this race. For the final race of the night, I think ISRL might have the teamed victory, but as far as the individual points, it's anyone's guess, to be honest. I think Wittmann might point it. But can Wittmann get a sweep? All 3 in one go. The gap has actually extended itself out a bit. And so the gap to Josh has come down. It's now only 1.2 seconds as Hunty somewhere switched it on a bit. Was he going to do a bit of fuel saving? I don't know, because that gap's come down. It's just a second. And now it's very close. They're looking to fight for the win. Just 1 second now as Hunty attempts to approach Josh at full force. It's going down, it's 8 tenths, it's getting closer, coming down into the final, into Scary. 3 laps to go, you reckon? Well, I'm not sure about 3 laps, sounds about right, but 5 minutes is confirmed. Hunter's time looking very consistent, he's around about those 49s, 50s. And he's closing 7 tenths, the gap's coming down in the slipstream. Will he come down by enough? Will he have enough? Will Joe Hunter be able to make a move for the lead of this race? With 5 minutes to go now, that is fully 5 minutes on the clock left of this race, and it is all ticking down to this. Hunter's approaching Josh at full speed. The gap's coming down. He's getting closer and closer. He's inching closer. Is he going to go for it into turn 1? You bet he is. Just 1/10. He's going to be close, and it's not quite enough yet. Don't make contact, Hunty, otherwise you know what we'll all say. Even if it's not your fault, Josh gets a bit of a moment. Hunty tries to make it, and Hunty makes a spin, and he hits the orange thing back off the track. Here we go then. This is indeed Hunty trying to approach Josh. Is he going to have him though? That's the question. Is Hunty going to be able to get the position back and take the lead over very dying embers of the race? He's getting closer, but he's not quite close enough. Only 3/10, he drops half a second to the chicane. He's going to do it. He's going to now start thinking, right, where he's got to get in front, start learning his lines, learning whereabouts Hunty can make that overtake. Here we go then. Is Hunty going to have this? Is he going to go for the lead? Is this going to be victory on the final race? Or will there be contact? He's getting close now. He's trying to pull him along. He pulls to the outside. Here comes Hunty through and they go side by side. Hunty gets onto the grass a little as they come into Scary. Is Josh going to keep that there? Hunty takes the lead. But does Josh keep his nose in there? No, he does not. And Hunty breaks for Scary. Hunty within the lead now. With just 3.5 minutes to go, Hunty takes the lead here at Monza. So then, the mood switches back to Josh, who has a penalty. Josh has got a penalty now. I'm not sure going to allow Vimanji a real opportunity now to take second place. And now Vimanji is going to be turning his sights on. As he takes second place, now Vimanji turns his sights on to Hunty to take the win. Can Vimanji get 3 from 3 all night? In a clean sweep, he's approaching now, just 1.1 seconds back on Hunty. He's desperately going to try now, and Hunty's in the pits. Hunty's in, and so Vimanji then takes the lead. Hunty's ran out of fuel pushing that much, and it looks to be over for Hunty's race. Vimanji takes the lead now with Josh in second. Fran, is he going to move into third and fourth? Yes, they do, going side by side. Just in bang on, there's a battle this. So it's snuck under the radar as Fran tries to get through, but in the end now Alan has to hold the position, but Fran moves back again to the inside, and down the inside goes Fran to take P3. So in the end, where is Hunty? He's going to come out from the lead of the race. Hunty looks to pit in, and he comes out in P9. Hunting down Josh. It's not over though. 1.7 seconds. Can he catch Wittmann? Wittmann has got every race so far with, the 2 races we've done. Can he make it a clean sweep tonight? He's just got to hold on for 2 minutes before he wins every single race. He is that he's absolutely amount of focus and determination today is Wittmann. But can Josh grab the victory? Alan is doing a great job in third place, with fourth being Fran. Can Alan? I don't think Fran's got a podium all night, and Alan did. He definitely got a podium in that first race, I think it was. And yeah, he got the podium in the second race, so can Alan get 3 podiums? Or Fran get his podium here today? Last lap incoming. I think we're about to go on to the final lap, and Josh got a 2.5 second penalty. Where has he got that from? I think it's going to cost him a lot now. Meanwhile, back we've got Bullock chasing him down, and 3 go, we've got Fabuki. He's got a bit of a gap to Terminal Got, who's chasing him down, and then there's Hunty 4.6 seconds behind. He's got that ahead of Foxy, and he's now trying to chase down Terminal Got for 8th place in the end. So then, what have we got on this occasion? Then we've got Fran trying desperately to catch up to Alan, and in fact, suddenly Josh's position's not entirely safe. They can still see him on the final lap with 1 minute to go. Here we go then, Fran's trying to get around the outside on Alan into the first corner. Is he going to get around the outside into turn 1? I think he brakes slightly earlier than Alan into turn 1. And I think the move is done there. Yes, it is done and dusted. So that's going to be done. Fran holds the 4th place. I'm sure he's going to want to try and go for 3rd. That gap is coming down actually. It's really decreasing between Josh and Alan. Another mistake or another penalty really. And suddenly the fight is on for Alan to get 2nd and maybe even Fran to grab a podium, and he's done it. And there's an error, and there's Josh who's dropped now, who was leading the race. Now Fran has a penalty, but I think he's managed to stay in front of Josh because of it. So Josh, who was leading the race, is now dropped, not even going to get a podium for his efforts unless he can find his way past 2 cars here. Meanwhile, back around we've got M3 guy, Emperor Bullocks, and Fabuki very close indeed. We've got Gold, we've got Hunty just out the exit there. In fact, it is now officially the final lap. So then, what have we got up front then? Is Josh going to be able... And 3 guy in 5th, he's doing a great job here. Is he going to be able to hold on though against Emperor Bullocks, who's going to want to try for this? For ISRL, is he going to go for it? Does he go down the inside into Sky? No, doesn't he? Holds out on the exit. He's waiting now for the exit here to wait on the end. Is this going to be enough though? And Robotics goes sideways. He's gone a little bit out of shape. You unlock cars or actually buy them. And the race is over. Vimmergy does win, and Arlo does come second. Third place is Fran the Boss, who looks like he's going to come home in third place then. And Free Guy is in fourth, and Fabuki looks to get himself ahead, and it looks like it's going to be Sabase. It's a duel for the line. Who's going to have it? I think it's fourth and fifth for Fabuki, and Three Guys just lost 2 positions on the line. He's run out of fuel. That is the worst time to run out of fuel goes. And Hunty, in fact, they've just done a moment, and Hunty's gone off, who has probably cheated his way to spinning around on the exit of the final corner. We caught the back end of that. Foxy takes 7th, 8th for Ghost. Now it comes home in Hunty. Josh in 10th place, he's out of fuel. Oh no, what a shame for Josh. He's tried so hard, but he's brung it home. Not even in the top 10. He really tried hard, and it's all over. He's not even going to finish in the top 10. Riggs 12, 13th Brighton, 14th Herbie. So there it is, your official results. And I think if anyone is going to be disappointed, then it will be Josh. He's going to be absolutely heartbroken with that one. He was leading the race, a couple of errors, and then running out of fuel in the end caused him to end up not finishing that race. Such a shame, Josh. We were all behind you there for a good result. Unfortunately, these things happened. And for a guy, I don't know, from last to 6th there, impressive performance from you. But that was that. That was just like a super. It was a great race and a great job in the end. But that, as they say, is that. All 3 races are done. I believe ISRL would win the teams, and I think it is 4th for a while, Nick. Yeah, I believe it was. Well, I mean, to no surprise, Vitman G probably wins the individual championship with again all 3 races. So congratulations to him. A fantastic drive from Vitman. In all 3, did a great job, which did involve having to overtake at the end. There was a bit of an incident on that first corner, as ever with Monza, but at the end of the day, everyone tried. Thank you guys. If you enjoyed this stream, we will end up ending this one here, because I think we're done for the night. So goodbye people, a good stream guys, excellent job raw content, thanks for that Harris, Budge, Frost, Planet, yep, and that. I think we all need an app now, Gemini. Great race then, great races, and I'm really delighted to have done here. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. The next thing that will be on this channel will be Super Formula in another couple of weeks. So Budge, on Budge's channel, you want to go subscribe to him. He will be doing the multi-class next week on Monday. Actually, no, I tell a lie. The next thing on this channel will be on Monday. It will be the Group R around about 8 o'clock-ish. So that's always good fun. So you want to be there for that one. So subscribe if you haven't, and yeah, see you all later then.